This is Terrence Connect, and I'm going to give you a sample presentation pulling on a couple of slides from a talk that I once gave. Waterfall, Agile, what's the core difference? When waterfall, you're given the requirements. That's the end result that you're driving to. You take time, resources, combine them to produce a plan, and that plan is what you're going to use to drive to the end. While at Agile, you are going to go and have time and resources fixed. You're going to kind of approach it in such a way that it becomes an assembly line, delivering value constantly. Plan-driven, value-driven. Now, we probably all have received questions about this from the business side. What questions have you all received? Michael?
My customers want to know what they're going to get out of it in the end.
Yes. We don't have a list at the beginning, a final list of what was going to be determined. We have intent features, we have a theme, but the detailed delivery will be features determined based on the value perception by the product owner, who is the representative of business. And these values are going to be fresh because we constantly reevaluate where the value is, and we constantly deliver this value to our clients. So that's your answer, Michael. Now, is some of the environments that we're going to work in more conducive to one solution than another? Well, the two major parameters are, one, requirements. Do we have fixed requirements at the beginning? Or through progressive elaboration, are we going to go and find our requirements? Do we know the technology that we're going to be using? Or through proof of concept, are we going to go and uncover what the best solution is? Well, if we have fixed requirements, we know what the technology is, we have a very simple environment, and we can just drive to the end, and it's very supportive of waterfall. But if we don't understand all of the features, we don't understand what the technology is that we're going to be using at the end, then we have a more complex environment, and Scrum is the solution, because Scrum can quickly pivot very effectively at a low cost, and will be able to handle new requirements, new understanding as the project progresses. But what happens when I know what I want at the end, but I have no concept of what it's going to look like? I have a whole series of proof of concepts to go through in order to determine the different technologies. Then what am I going to do? Kanban. Because up on the board, on the wall, I'm going to have my pipeline. I'm going to show where the major pieces are in their progress. And I'm not going to be fooling myself that I have more control and understanding than I really do. And I'm not going to be misleading business. I had a project once. It was Enterprise Data Lake. We were going to build it. We didn't know what it was going to look like, but we wanted an Enterprise Data Lake. We didn't understand what the technologies were going to be, and we had a whole series of proof of concepts. Now, we did it in Scrum. We were successful. Everybody was happy. But when I did my personal retrospective and I looked at it, I thought that Kanban might have been a very good solution for this project, because I thought that showing the pipeline up on the wall, showing where we were, was more representative of the amount of control that we had over the project for us and for business. Scrum's always good, but some environments are kind of supportive of alternative solutions.